All right. We're searching for something, right? We're searching for a lot of things. St. Ricketts. The fire cannot burn. www.saintricketts.com. It is the theme song, and goddamn, I stoked to another Tuesday night live episode of the Yo Show. Yo. As you know, that Yo Echo will be Jewel Tatey, who has already informed me she's about 10 minutes behind. Jewel will be with us shortly. Last minute work duty calls. She will, of course, be with us. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Tuesday night, as we call it, Tuesdaying here on the Yo Show. We come at you 100% live from beautiful downtown Langhorne, Pennsylvania. It is the Yo Show, and as you know, we chat, we talk, we have great guests, we do fun stuff. Snowman in the morning with Cole Johnson. Brother Jeff, it is so good to see you behind the mic again. It's good to be behind the mic again, Snowman. We both know how it is, dude. A little bit of health scares don't set us back. We're out. We're doing it. I got my naughty list bandana on for Christmas time. I got my Eagles gear on because it's Dallas week. And you know Jalen Hurts on the mend. We'll talk about that a little later in the program. Mr. Brian Snow, the Snowman, thank you for tuning in. Thank you all for tuning in as we have a gigantic program tonight. I know it's Christmas time. Fly Eagles fly. Thank you, sir. Faithful to the Bay. Yeah, man, tough. If anything, I think it's us and San Francisco coming down to the wire in the NFC. I hope the Cowboys get destroyed. I hate the Cowboys, bro. Woo! Tonight on our program, we have an awesome one. Like I said, I know it's Christmas time, but this dude's got a brand new Christmas movie out. A little bit of a Grinch horror movie called The Me One. Very cool. And anybody who is a Halloween fanatic, horror film fanatic, anything of that nature knows him as well as the terrifying Art the Clown from Terrifier and Terrifier 2. Our special guest around 8:30 this evening, Mr. David Howard Thornton. I am so stoked I can't even stand it. You look at him on the right, that Grinch, man, that's the new movie, The Mean One. He plays the Grinch, so to speak, and he's out to terrify Christmas. Of course, we all know Terrifier and Terrifier 2, Art the Clown. Super cool guy, though. You would never guess that he's the most popular killer in movies right now. Should be with us around 8:30. Had a lot of chat with him. Super excited to have him here. Like I said, Drew will be with us in a moment. And I thank you all for coming out. As you know, Christmas is right around the corner. So we'll do some kind of Christmas stuff. There's a stocking back there as well. There's dogs barking upstairs. All kind of great stuff going. Like I said, Drew will be with us in a few minutes. Let's thank last week's guest, the incredible actor, Miss Kimberly Dawn Guerrero. And speaking of holiday movies, she has one out right now on the Ion Network. It's called Dognapped Hound for the Holidays. Very cute Christmas movie. So we go from cute Christmas movie to straight up slasher Christmas movie tonight. It's almost like Christmas Story and Die Hard. Because yes, Die Hard is a Christmas movie. As I said, the Yo Show live tonight. It's got a lot to get excited for. David Howard Thornton comes with us at 8:30. We'll talk all about Terrifier, The Mean One, and his latest projects, all kind of great stuff. We'll introduce a brand new sponsor in a little bit. We'll get some shout outs. We'll have a lot of fun tonight. We might get some Christmas music in. Our good friend, the Mack Brothers, have a brand new song out. Going to try and get in the middle of the show. If not, maybe we'll shoot it towards the end. Phillies and Mack Brothers. Eagles, like I said, it's Dallas week. So much going on. I don't even know where to start. So let's talk about the Eagles. Well, Jules not here. But let's give shout-outs first. Let's shout out some happy birthdays. Let's give a happy birthday to a super local rock goddess, a beautiful superstar who was with us a few months back. Her birthday, lady, amazing Miss Barbara Blackthorne. Barbara, happy birthday to you. Promise you a shout-out. And if you check it out live or on the replay, very happy birthday to the lead singer of Empress. She was on our program. Tons of people tuned in. Super cool. I wish her a happy birthday. And a very happy birthday goes out to one of my favorite people, one cool dude. Shared the show, so hopefully he tunes in between now and later. If he's out there now, he gets this. If not, check it out later. Very happy birthday to my good buddy, Mr. Tim Simmons. Happy birthday, Tim. Thank you for sharing tonight's program. very excited about David Howard Thornton, as a lot of you are. The dogs are going nuts tonight. I guess they're excited for David Howard Thornton as well. I don't blame him. It's that time of the year. Congratulations to anybody out there. I'm not a giant soccer fan, but congratulations to Argentina, winners of the World Cup. And I got to tell you, it's different here. When a team wins here, the World Series, the Super Bowl, etc., it's like this citywide parade. Out there, the whole country is swarming the streets. It was packed everywhere you look. It's a great scene. Congratulations to them. They beat defending champ France in a shootout. Like I said, not a soccer guy, but I ended up watching the end of it. Really enjoyed what I saw. Very cool. Congratulations, Argentina. Our former guest, the BA sisters, of course, big fans, rooting for them all the way. So congratulations to you guys and your team from Argentina, World Cup of Soccer, this year's champions. Like I said, they filled the streets. Great stuff. And again, happy birthday to our good friends Barbara Blackthorne and Mr. Tim Simmons. Thank you all. Some sad news, as you know, and it's been around long enough by now, but we haven't been on since. And the rumors swirl. I'll get into the rumor part of it. I don't ask why. I don't get too involved. But a rest in peace to DJ Twitch. Of course, spent time with the Ellen DeGeneres show. Alleged suicide. Again, we don't really pry into that, but we do want to send our condolences to his family, surviving members. Very sad. A lot of people had a lot to say about Twitch. Apparently a really great guy. Made a lot of people sad. Rest in peace to the great DJ Twitch. We here at the Yo Show, of course, send our condolences to you. So close before the holiday. Tough, but unfortunately, it's something that happens, something we all deal with, and not necessarily suicide, but people passing away. Terrible. We don't even like talking about it here. We usually try to keep upbeat, have a great time, but you do have to mention it. It is current events. It is entertainment. That's what the show is about. Current events, entertainment, stuff of the nature, so we do have to share it. Rest in peace to DJ Twitch. Jewel will be coming along in a moment. We're going to do a top 5 list when she gets here. Just so much stuff to talk about, so much excitement. We will talk about, as I mentioned, the Philadelphia Eagles, and it is Dallas week, and this is a big one, as you know. Around here, we loathe the Cowboys, and our 13-1 Philadelphia Eagles will take on the Cowboys this Saturday in Dallas, 4:25 start. There's a rumor that our superstar quarterback Jalen Hurts may not play. Sustained a shoulder sprain. He's been practicing with it. He says he thinks he can play. He said he wants to play. If not, we got the stash as his backup. Mr. Gardner Minshew is waiting in the wings just in case. I say be careful with it. Jalen, of course, is the heart and soul of this club. He's had an outstanding season. Remember what happened a couple years ago with Carson Wentz. Nick Foles came over. Rest is Super Bowl history. So we'd love to see that, but take it easy with Jalen Hurts. Nothing happened to our guy out there. And if he's not 100%, don't put him out there. It is a big game. Dallas is always a huge game, but they also have a great pass rush and a tough defense. So we don't want to risk anything happening to Jalen Hurts this weekend. Gardner Minshew, he's my guy. Chris Sims, of course, of Football Night in America on NBC, of course, actually came out and said on the show, has nothing to do with Hurts. It's the rest of the team. It's a great offensive line. It's a great team of receivers, a good defense. So Jalen Hurts isn't that important. Guess we'll find out this week. Who's Chris Sims? Your dad played and won a Super Bowl. He didn't even play. Jeff Hostetler won that Super Bowl. No, get out of here with the Chris Sims and Phil Sims. Giants people, haters. See what the Giants got last week. Got tuned up. Giants got their rear ends kicked. Speaking of people who are getting their rear ends kicked, a few minutes late. Not yet. I got the hold on a second signal. She's looking dynamite in her red sweater, but I got to give her a minute. So that's Jewel. She'll be with us in a minute. But anyway, Jalen Hurts, questionable. No definite word yet. We certainly hope he can play. You got a lot of nerves. You know what, J.D. Wolf? I'm going to give you props. I will say this because J.D. is from the Minnesota area, He's a Minnesota Vikings diehard. And if you watched that game last Saturday against Indianapolis, wow. They were getting clobbered. They were getting beat senseless. And they pretty much pulled off the biggest comeback in NFL regular season history. Those Minnesota Vikings. Still a tough team. Justin Jefferson, one of the best players in the NFL. I give you that. Kirk Cousins, that defense needs a little work. But Minnesota, great comeback. So, JD, man, thanks for being with us. And, of course, I give props to your team. This week, of course, my team has to kick the Dallas Cowboy ass. Joel Teddy, you ready for us? Give us a thumbs up. Let's bring her out. She is the co-hostess with the mostest, the sister from another mister, the most beautiful face in podcast, webcast, broadcast, the whole 9 yards. It wouldn't be a Tuesday without the lovely Miss Jewel Teddy. Jewel, good evening.
What an intro. How are we doing?
We're doing great. Maybe you should come a few minutes late every week and get this star-studded introduction.
I know, right? I feel so special. Yo.
You look terrific tonight. I know you're usually in tank top. It is kind of cold for that. I like the red sweater. I got my Eagles green on. I also got my exactly the red and green. Well done. I got my naughty list bandana on my head, and we're here kicking it. JD Wolf is happy to see you. So happy to see you. Give you 2 L's.
Hello.
He's excited, as you know.
I'm so sorry for being late. I feel so disrespectful being late on such a big night. I'm so sorry.
It is a massive night. And if you're just tuning in, me and Jewel have been talking about it all week.
So excited.
Some of my friends are like, how did you pull this off? And I'm like, I just went for it. I messaged him, and he's like, okay, keep me posted, getting closer to it. Of course, again, Terrifier 2 that Jewel sat through just the other night. Jeff didn't really survive it. Because these horror movies, I actually have plans to see the Mean One in a couple of days. Definitely excited to check it out. I haven't seen it yet. Get your ticket to the Mean One because it looks absolutely awesome. Of course, it is David Howard Thornton. One more time, let's give him a round of applause.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, the Grinch makeup looks incredible. Like, that is what a real-life Grinch would look like. And, of course, Art the Clown from Terrifier. Drew, if you notice, I laid us a nice little pretty Merry Christmas backdrop tonight.
I love it.
It's getting the holidays.
Beautiful.
Little Merry Christmas scroll down the bottom, and we're just excited to be here. So
should have just had like a bloody background. That would have worked.
And then, I could have. We got to do a little taste of Christmas because we're pretty much telling Christmas to stick it up its ass tonight with horror. But a lot of people are excited for this. A lot of people have reached out. New people. I've been talking to some people. Some people are like, dude, let's like other people want to do a podcast with me. That's how much they like this and what I'm doing, etc. Ali Commissaro, of course, who does Yo 2.0 with us on Wednesday nights. She's the RIP Twitch. Of course, we did the story about Twitch just passing away. A horrible story. And Ali said that Jewel looks gorgeous.
Oh, love you, Ali. Thank you so
Very
much.
sweet. She is great. Yo 2.0 will be back in a few weeks. We'll talk about that later on. But David Howard Thornton is here. Jewel, we have spoke. Our excitement has spoke. Can you believe it? Are you stoked? Like you said, you're like, man, last year we did Christmas carols. Nah, you don't pass up on this no matter what.
Horror Christmas. Nightmare Before Christmas. It will be. We'll have Halloween on Christmas and all those other puns I'll say all night long. I'm so excited. I'm such a big horror fan. I watch horror movies like all year long. It's kind of my go-to. And I have to say, I'm not afraid of clowns. I'm horrified. I'm horrified by him. Like he really gets to my soul, and I'm so terrified. And he's such a cool person in real life, as I've seen on interviews and such. So I'm so excited to just chat with him and learn all the ins and outs of all these fantastic movies.
I agree. We spoke briefly before the show, just to get it all wrapped up, like with time, etc. And I said we're a little nervous. Yeah, we get excited. And like my co-host is a horror fan. He's kind of terrified of the movie. And he laughed. He said, "It's just me. I'm cool. I'm relaxed.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have a great time, and we will have a great time."
Not gonna cry. If he comes out in full makeup, I will cry.
That would be
scared. He's so scary.
That is scary. Like I said, I'm a closed eye guy. I barely got through it, And it doesn't speak, so it's not like I can remember any of the great one-liners, anything of
I
that
have,
nature.
I have
But
to admit, for like Terrifier, I had to watch it like from a distance. Like I was. There's some scenes, man, and it's just it's tough to stomach. But what a great movie! I mean, it's really up there. One of my favorites.
can I share that as a spoiler? Allie gave me a piece, and I don't know. She said Allie's death scene was crazy. If it's
I
the same,
know.
yeah, I
And her
think
name is Allie. I know.
I know, right? I heard about that scene, and like I said,
Three
I
minutes
was.
long. It's 3 minutes long, and
It's hard
that's
for
the
me.
one I had to like go across the room. I'm like, okay, okay.
Of course, you're watching in broad daylight. That's the beauty of having these fire sticks. You're watching broad daylight because at night, no way, man. Sorry.
No, no. I'm the only
And
adult in my household. I cannot watch it alone at night by myself.
I feel it. And
Not
today,
happening.
I was supposed to get out today and catch the mean one. Played right around the corner in Oxford Valley at 1 o'clock, but I had a lot of errands to do and things to do, and I could not get there today. I really wanted to get there today. Jules like, get there, check it out, give me the scoop, and let's do it tonight. But we'll let David kind of tell us what it's all about. It's in theaters for a while, and of course it'll be coming out to home soon. And I'm excited. The preview was great. The trailer was awesome. It was like the most viewed trailer on YouTube, etc. The makeup's great, so I'm excited for all of it. We'll talk about it very
Yes,
soon.
and it's playing at Regal Cinemas around the area.
Yes.
Warrington. It was at Oxford Valley today. So if you're in the Philly area, go out and watch the mean one. Have some Christmas cheer.
Right? That's definitely some Christmas cheer for you. And um, T2, the shortest 2 hours I've ever been through.
I
Went
believe
that
it's
fast,
2.5.
huh?
I think it's more along the lines of 2.5.
Is it 2.5?
Hold on.
Like I said, life is kind of a blur for me when horror movies come on.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I don't listen to much. I don't look at even the sound of squish and splat and all that is like,
Oh,
you know,
for sure. I have to say,
yikes.
some of the best sound effects. Like, man, that is good. That is authentic.
So Allie said, if you have kids, you watch it at night. Well,
I know.
I guess. Let's do a top 5 list. Let's take our minds off blood, gore, and horror for a few minutes.
Why?
Well, then when David comes out, we're going to be all about it. So the top 5 list, which I got to find on the scroll because I got so many things, but there's just so much to talk about tonight. Top 5 iconic movie or TV characters. Kind of in honor of David Howard Thornton because I'm already reading that art is becoming iconic along the lines of the Jasons and the Freddys. And I'm like, wow, that's some company right there. So we did top 5 iconic movie or TV characters. Didn't have to be horror. It could be, it didn't have to be. But these are like kind of staples that you'll know. People
You
know
didn't
them.
say
And
horror. See, I went all
I said it could be.
through
It could be
it.
anything.
Oh, okay. Well, I have a little horror in there, so.
Right, could be anything. And at number 5, I go TV, and we go with Kramer from Seinfeld. I mean, iconic. Like everybody knows the Kramer. Everybody knows the Kramer line. The little stutter step, the giddy up. Everybody knows it. Number 5, Kramer from Seinfeld. Number 4, Harrison Ford and Indiana Jones. There's another Indiana Jones movie coming out, and he refused to let anybody else play Indiana Jones with him. Had to be him, or he wouldn't let him make the movies.
That's funny because I did watch Seinfeld and Indiana Jones this weekend.
See that? I know it. I got it all figured out. Number 3, one of my favorites, Rocky Balboa, of course, from
Aw.
Rocky. Who doesn't know Rocky? Yeah, Rocky Balboa. And number 3, iconic character. Number 2, did put a little horror in there, Jason Voorhees. And why I picked Jason over Freddy and Michael Myers, etc., because the hockey mask became like a staple of Halloween costumes. Like the goalie mask. So Jason Voorhees becomes a staple with the goalie mask. Everybody knows the goalie mask. Soon enough, you'll all be knowing the little black dot at the end of the nose and a little hat for art. But for now, tonight, Jason Voorhees. Number 1, I mean, you can't go anywhere without knowing this person unless you lived under a rock for the last 20, 30, 40 years. Of course, it's Darth Vader from Star Wars. Everybody knows Vader. Let's face it. I love me some Vader. One of the greatest villains in movie history. Just a badass. Until the end, when he takes his mask off, you see this old man, you realize it's that whiny little Anakin kid the whole damn time. We don't learn these whiny...
Anakin.
You don't learn these whiny Anakin until after, which makes no sense with the prequels. Anyway, no, Darth Vader at number 1. That is my list. Jewel Tatey, I'm Not Your Father. Exact
Not
classic.
Your Father.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Good list.
Thank you. Let's have Jewel Tady's top 5 iconic movie or TV. I need a piece of paper somewhere to
You
write
know
them down.
what? I feel like number 5 is so messed up because I had to choose between Jack Bauer from 24 or Eric Cartman. And I went with Cartman because,
Yeah, well, that's
you know,
definitely more recognizable. I'm not going to lie.
I wanted all of my people to have, I wanted to root for them. And you don't really root for Eric, but he's just my favorite. I always love him, always have.
Strange. I root for him just a little bit.
A little bit, maybe, but he really shouldn't get what he wants because he never wants a good thing. Okay, number 4. This woman's just badass and just sets the bar for any female on a TV show. I did all TV shows, by the way, so that's what I'm sticking with.
Okay.
But June from Handmaids is probably one of the most badass
Oh,
females on television, hands down. I would put her up there with the Michonnes and the Carols of the world. But I love June. I love every decision she makes.
wow.
I somehow agree with as a fan watching the show, and that's why she's on my list. Number 5, Rip. I love Rip from Yellowstone so much, as all females do, and a lot of males. But I'm telling you, he is just the man. Like he's not a liar, and he's just a stand-up dude, and he does what's right and what he feels in the moment. So, way to go, Rip. Big Yellowstone fan. Number 2,
What's his name? Rip?
Rip. R.I.P.
Rip?
Yeah.
Rip. Okay, I don't watch
You don't
Yellowstone.
watch Yellowstone?
No.
I'm sure we discussed this before, but wow. Get
I
on
have
that.
taste.
Get on that. Okay, number 2. America's favorite serial killer. Dexter.
Ah, Dexter. That's a good. I love me
I
some
love
Dexter.
Dexter. Just the serial killer that kills other serial killers for the good of the people. I'm just down with. I always loved Dexter. I watched it since it came out, and man, it's just a good show to binge watch over and over again. And I even like the new season. I didn't like the ending, because a lot of people didn't, but
No.
Dexter has to be up there. And my number 1 all-time favorite TV character in the world, my favorite show is Kevin Garvey in The Leftovers. Holy shit. Just Justin Theroux play the most amazing part, and I had to meet him and tell him how much of a fan I was and how much I loved that character so much, because he goes through hell, and it's an amazing show. I always say this all the time, but if you haven't seen The Leftovers, it's only 3 seasons on HBO. Do yourself a favor and go watch it.
This guy with the hardest pronounced name. Didn't we have this discussion about pronouncing Throw? Was it? Throw?
No, Theroux. Justin Theroux.
Thorough. I thought they were
He's very
thorough.
thorough.
It's kind of like who's the actress, the woman, real pretty. Everybody kind of.
Oh, you know that one? That one actress who's pretty?
I
That's really
can't
hard to-
I can't think of her name now. Oh, Charlize
Theron.
It's actually supposed to be Charlize Theron from her native, something like that. Throne, I think it's pronounced.
Oh.
Like Theron is the American way. Some kind of crapple like that.
I know we all pronounce Rihanna wrong, because it's actually like Rihanna or something. And the way she pronounces it is different how everyone else says it.
Beats the hell out of me, but I think it's Charlize Theron or I don't know, something like that.
I'm going to continue to say Theron.
Theron. It's easier. Let's go back down our list with iconics. Miss Joey in his house. She'll tell you what to do in a minute after we hit the top 5 again. Kramer from Seinfeld, Indiana Jones, Rocky Balboa, Jason Voorhees, Darth Vader. Jewel comes back with Cartman, June from Handmaid's Tale, absolutely. Rip from Yellowstone, Dexter, and Kevin Garvey from The Leftovers. And now Joey with a little message for you YouTube people.
Make sure you hit that subscribe button and all notifications, and make sure you hit that like button in the face with the regular screen. So, and turn on the notifications and make that subscribe button gray.
And comment and like and
Uh-huh.
subscribe.
And we have some merch.
Merch coming soon.
Merch is coming soon. The brand new logo will be put into some merchandise for you all. Joey tells you what to do if you're watching on YouTube or Twitch. You're going to hop over to YouTube. Even if you're watching on Twitch, follow like, subscribe, turn on notifications so you know when to watch the Yo Show, watch replays, etc. Check us out. We're Tuesday nights, 8 o'clock, and you see the great guest like tonight, like David Howard Thornton, who should be here any second. Let me just check on my social media, make sure he didn't have any freeze points, because StreamYard can be tricky. Just want to make sure there's no messages out there like, dude, I can't get on. It has happened. So far, so good.
So good? All good?
So far, of course, I got a lot of spam followers on Instagram. Nothing like it. Nothing like it. And everybody says, to build your show's popularity, get bigger on Instagram. I tried to, but there's like 10,000 fake spam people on Instagram.
Yeah, we need an intern for that to filter through.
We certainly do. We absolutely probably had one.
Yeah, somewhere.
Basically used to sit on the side and watch the show and mock me with Jewel. Well, some of the past episodes of two, just laughing like crazy at how horrible I am sometimes. It happens. It happens to the best of us. But we're getting ready for David Howard Thornton in a few moments. It's not quite time yet. We appreciate a lot of people are checking it out and flooding in. Thank you for tuning in. Like I said, we do this every Tuesday night, myself and Jewel. Entertainment talk, hot topics, great guests, man cave scores. We check out like some fun Funko Pops and stuff like that. We have great banter. We get along great. We get along like brother and sister that we wish we never had. It's a lot of fun. We have a great. It's all an act, exactly. We're 5 years strong and 223 episodes, but it's all one big act. We really just don't like each other at all.
What's today? Today's the 20th. So we all ready for Christmas?
We're not quite ready for Christmas yet. We still have to finish one person. She knows who she is. And you know how it works when you're married and you're with somebody so many years. A couple days before, you're like, we haven't gotten anything, each other or anything, right? And then you're like, what? Like, we're not doing anything? And then you're like, okay.
You always say that, but what do you really mean?
Time to get to
better
the
have
stores.
a backup gift.
Yeah,
somewhere.
I'll be at the stores tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, it's better. We're having a big storm come in on Friday, so get your shopping in.
Yeah, we're definitely ready for blizzard season, as you see from the backdrop. And I got my headband on here because my ears are cold. It's just cold in this house. As you know, the studio location heat doesn't work as great as it does in the rest of the house. So
I'm surprised you're not in your Santa outfit.
No, you know why? Because with Dallas Week being here and David coming on, I figured let's take it light. So that says Dallas Week. I had to wear my Eagles gear. So David said, ready when you are. Hopefully there's no problem with him linking in. We'll find out in a minute.
Okay.
See if he gets in. Because he said, ready when you are. And I said, come on in. And now he's messaging me back, which might mean...
Okay.
Let me get him prepped. All right. He's working his way in.
I'm so nervous.
I know, right?
It's fine. It's fine. Everything will be fine.
Okay, so he's a little unfamiliar. He said never did one over YouTube. I forgot I gave him. Oh yeah, let me. So give me a moment of a little bit of static, because I got to get the link over to him here. Invite. Oh no, it won't go. Just like that, and I'll send him the link. Which means and this is like actually really exciting because you know he's right there. So I hope David will be with us in a moment. He may have to do that whole little re-download thing, but a few minutes he'll be here. I'm excited. I really am. I'm nervous too, Joel.
We waited this long, people.
I know, right? To have somebody so iconic just joining us, and let's do it. Our very special guest tonight, folks, you know him as Art the Clown from Terrifier and Terrifier 2. He's got a brand new movie out where he plays the Grinch entitled The Mean One, just in time for that warm Christmas feeling. Let's give it up for a gosh damn horror superstar, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. David Howard Thornton in the house.
Hey,
Yeah.
I figured it out.
You know, I kind of have a feeling we use this site StreamYard and it's very cool, but a lot of people were like, what do I do? We had a guest, not to go off course, we had a guest, a female rock star, and it was like a half hour. She's like, dude, I have no clue how to get to you. We went through all this and finally she got in. So I appreciate it. Like I said, that's why I give all my social media to find me in case anything happens last second.
Yeah.
You're not the first. You won't be the last. Your sound is great there. Your video is great. Thank you
Great.
so much, dude, for being here. We really appreciate it.
Oh, no problem. Glad to be here.
It's awesome. And not to give away the secrets, but a lot of people are like, hey, man, how did you land such a massive star? Like right now, this guy is huge. And I said, you know what? I sent him a message, and next thing you know, he responded, which I did not expect. When I saw your response, I'm like, holy hell, this is awesome. And of course, to ask you and to have you be kind enough to be here, I've seen you do a lot of shows. You're a great interview. Wouldn't guess that you're that guy behind all this makeup, but amazing.
Yeah, I'm kind of a geek in real life. I get that a lot. People are like, wait, you're the clown? I'm like, yeah, I know. Sorry to disappoint.
So before we get into Terrifier, let's start out with the mean one, because it's out right now in theaters. I just missed my chance to see it today. Unfortunately, I had a chance. Had a lot of engagements come up, so I missed it. I'm going to check it out this weekend. It's called The Mean One. It's, of course, kind of set around the Grinch. Tell us a little bit about this brand new movie and how you landed it.
Yeah, it's a parody of that classic story. It's a very low budget film. We weren't even supposed to go into theaters in the first place. It was like, it was just the funny thing. It all came about because last year the director just did a parody movie trailer of this concept, and all these people were like, "You should just make this into an actual movie." And so he did. And the director's a friend of my some of our crew from Terrifier 2, they all went to school together, and he contacted them looking for someone to play the mean one in it, and they're like, hey, we know the right guy. And so they sent me a message, and I was like, yeah, this sounds like fun. I know it didn't, it was low budget and stuff like that, but I was like, I love the idea behind it, because it's not only a parody of that classic Seuss story, but it's also a parody of all those really crappy, like, holiday Hallmark movies. And it's just like we know we're low budget and we have fun with it. We know we don't have the budget to pull off the practical effects that like we have in Terrifier 2, and so we just totally lean into the silliness of all that with the thing. And that's what I kind of like about it too, is like we play it straight, but we also lean into the cheesiness of it all. So it's a fun movie if you go in there with that mindset. It's not Terrifier 2. We don't want people to think there's going to be like people being hacked to pieces on a bed or something like that. It's kind of like in line with like Krampus or something like that, with that kind of like, horror element, just very campy and fun.
All right, that I can handle, because I'm an eye blocker, and I block.
You'll
When I
be
hear your
fine.
name, I eye block. Okay.
Yeah, you'll be totally fine with this. This is almost like cartoonish in some ways, which is it's fun, and it actually has a little bit of a love story in it too, which people are surprised about. So it's like, yeah, it has some sentimental moments.
So where did you draw your inspiration? Because the G word is such a huge shoe to fill. How did you draw the inspiration from that? And
Yeah. Oh, well, first of all, that's been a lifelong like love of that story. I grew up on it, and I used to watch the animated version every single year as a child.
Yes.
I had the book version as well. But my real background with it is for 5 years of my life, from 2010 through 14, I was on the first 5 national tours of How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the musical.
Wow.
And I was the understudy for the Grinch, and I also played Grandpa Who, but our Grinch was a wonderfully talented Stephen Carl, who was Robbie Rotten from the show Lazy Town.
Oh,
Yeah,
I remember that.
Yeah.
Well, and he's who I think is the Grinch, and like,
Yeah, like he was great.
he was, but on stage, I Jim Carrey could not do what Stephen Carl could do on stage. It's just, especially with his voice, is just like this. He would do his own sound effects. He was just so physically animated. He'd do 12 shows a week like this, And I was just constantly amazed. And I learned so much from that man about physical comedy, because I had always done physical comedy growing up on doing and like cutting my teeth on stage all those years. But I had never had anybody that had actually gone to school for it in clowning and physical comedy and could take me aside and go, I see what you're doing, but here's how you make this even better. And that's what so I took a lot of what he did and taught me to put into this version of the character, which is totally different from the stage version, and or because he's more like a silent character. He's more like a Bigfoot type of character, like mythological being. So he's more growling and grunting more than anything. He says like maybe one word in the movie, but I still had fun with it. And I had a great, teacher. And I also put all those teachings into also how I portrayed Art the Clown as well. So I was like, I attribute so much to that wonderful man who I miss so much. He was taken from us way too early back in 2018 from cancer. And it's just like, I like to think I'm kind of carrying the torch for him in some way, in some shape or form.
That's pretty awesome. It's a great tribute as well, especially, like I said, when you have kind of I use the term a meteoric rise. Like you came out of nowhere and all of a sudden everybody's like, hey, here's this guy. And the horror community, we follow a lot of horror people. We have some on the show, the movie makers and B-movie. And you watch their posts and everybody's like, yeah, that movie's nothing. It's not going to get anywhere. And people are like, are you kidding? It was a no-budget Terrifier. It's like one of the biggest movies out there. David Howard Thornton's one of the biggest actors out there. It's amazing. How does it feel to just like be here and next second be like here?
It's been nuts. These past 2 months especially have been extremely crazy. I'm like, you're actually very fortunate I was able to come on this, because I've been so busy doing so much press for both movies, and I've been out of town so much for conventions. I just got back yesterday from Florida. It's just been full. I haven't really even been able to sit back and really process it all yet. And I don't know if I ever will. It's just been such a ride. I've been meeting so many amazing people recently from the industry as well. All of us have. Damien has, Lauren has. We've been talking to producers and directors and other actors. It's like we've recently become really good friends with Pete Davidson, and he's obsessed with Terrifier. He is obsessed with it. And he's even I think taking us out to a Nets game this week.
Oh
wow! That's my wife. She's in it. She's even more scared of horror movies than I am. So.
Yeah,
I got to be honest with that.
Yeah, that's awesome to hear. It's just this is all just especially I think the one that really threw us all for the loop was Stephen King.
Yeah, that
was holy crap. I mean, he's like one of my favorite authors of all time, and to get his seal of approval. I mean, it's the man that created Pennywise.
Yes.
Get his seal of approval is, God, I'm like, that's something I never expected in my life.
And Stephen King said, grossing you out old school. Like, how much more badass is it than that?
You can't get a better quote from anybody than that. Yeah. That's like the gold standard right there.
I got a fan. If somebody tagged in some fan art, I guess we'll check that on social media later on. Thank you very much.
Definitely.
I wanted to go back to just the physical acting, because you said the Grinch is mostly silent and Art the Clown is silent, but you're so well known for your voice acting, and you do amazing impressions. And how was it to not have Art speak, because I feel like he would have the creepiest voice ever.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I do over, for those that don't know, I do over 200 voices and about 25
amazing.
Different dialects. I can entertain myself for hours. And it's the irony of that I'm best known for being a silent character now. I'm like, come on. It's just
got all this in the arsenal.
I know. I love it though. I love it. It's just it makes me more diverse, I guess, because I've done so much work on animated shows for little kids. And I was in the middle of recording one last year for a kid's show with a popular company, and they ended up ditching me halfway through because I think they realized I do all these horror movies. And I'm like,
oh wow,
you gotta be kidding me.
I know you.
It's like, I'm an actor. I'm not the characters I play. You should just people in this industry should, but they're like, I guess they're afraid of the stigma or something. I'm like, that's so silly. But it's like, because the funny thing is, I actually have a degree in elementary education. So I'm like, I love children. I've done stuff for children my whole entire life. So it's like, I only now just got into horror. So I'm like, oh, come on.
Yeah, I mean,
really
it's
like, oh, I'm sorry.
yeah, it's movie and makeup, but
Yeah.
I really like that story. I heard you tell it on another interview how you were teaching your students and you realized like, hey, I want to continue. So can you talk a little bit about that story and how you had the light bulb moment?
Yeah, that was during a very, very difficult period of my life. It was a year after my mom passed away from cancer, and I was still in college. I was in my internship in the schools, and I had just come back. And in that month's period of time that I was in the schools doing my internship, my dog died, my grandmother died, I had a friend commit suicide,
Wow.
and my sister married a homeless man.
wow.
And so there was a lot of processing that my brain was going through. And I was like in such a downward spiral. I mean, I was making mistakes left and right in the classroom that I would never have made before because just my brain was not working the right way. I was just so depressed. And that was very because even my professors and my dean and everybody were like, what is going on? Because I was always like in all the honor societies. I was like the model teacher, I guess you could say. And I was not functioning, and I was so depressed, and I was having those thoughts. I was like, God, like what's going to get me out of this? I need something to I miss being happy. I miss being, satisfied with my life. I was just so depressed with everything. And I was in the classroom that day, and I was doing my little voices for my kids during story time, and they were just laughing and having fun, and they were begging me to read another story. But I'm like, no, I'm sorry. We got to move on to math now. And they're like, oh, I know, math.
Did you ever hear of Art the Clown, kids?
Yeah, exactly. It's like I excel at division. but that's when it clicked.
Subtraction, division.
Yeah, all of that. And I was on the way back from school that day, and I that's when it hit me in the car because I also remember my mom's last conversation with me where she didn't flat out tell me what to do with my life because she always wanted me to figure it out for myself, but she told me, don't do what you think you have to do with your life.
Wow.
Do what you want to do with your life. Live your life the way you want to live it. You've been given certain gifts that a lot of people don't have, and don't waste those gifts. Use them. And that's when it hit me. I was like, this is my gift. This is what my calling is, to entertain people. I'm not supposed to teach people. I'm supposed to entertain people. So I called my dad up that night. I'm like, Dad, I've had an epiphany. I want to go into acting instead. And my dad's a NASA engineer, and they're very
Wow.
pragmatic, practical people. And I was expecting that whole entire, no, don't do that. Acting is a hard profession. It's not a stable career path in the least. That kind of conversation. He was like, oh, great. Your mom and I always thought that's what you should have done with your life, but we didn't want to tell you. We wanted you to figure out your life for yourself, live your own life. So yeah, go ahead. Just go ahead and finish up your degree. You have one semester left. So I took about a year off just so I could just, refocus. Took my last semester of classes and then graduated and moved up to New York. And I had that degree to fall back on just in case, but I've never used it.
Smart.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you've done okay because I get the feeling, now I don't want to predict, but I get the feeling from this point on you're going to start kind of writing your own ticket. Like if there's a Terrifier 3, the price tag goes up. In these other movies, the price tag is up a little bit. So I think you're on the right track.
That's what I'm hoping. I think that's what my agent is hoping too, because she's even like, yeah, we got to stop doing these low budget independent films now. And I'm like, I agree. Let's get me out there and get some big stuff now. Let's get me into DC and Marvel and all that fun stuff too. Whatever out there. Especially now that James Gunn has taken over DC. I'm like,
right?
I love his sense of humor. I love his style, and I love what he's done with those properties. And I'm like, oh my God, I want to be his Joker so badly.
Oh, that's.
Amazing.
Yeah.
It's
So
funny when you talk about voiceovers. It made me think with you. It made me think of Mark Hamill and how terrific he is with voiceovers.
Oh, he's
So you say
fantastic.
Joker. Oh, incredible. So you say Joker. That's something I could see.
yeah.
What do you think, Joel? Henry Cavill's out. We got a new Superman. You know,
Oh,
They're
I'm
all-
too
David
skinny
Tickle
for
them,
Superman.
they can just suit that bump you up a little bit.
I'd be like Soup Man, maybe, but
Joel
like,
is
feed this guy some soup. He needs more meat on his bones.
Joel is definitely the DC one. I'm more of a Marvel guy. Joel's a DC person.
I
So
love
now she
both.
loves it. Yeah. Same. I like comic book heroes. I wanted to share this real quick because, obviously the world we live in today, people are a little bit sensitive. Everything is like an issue, and you were hearing, people are throwing up, people are passing out in the movie theater. Don't go see this. And then I get this amazing comment where this woman said, Terrifier 2 is the best movie-going experience I've had in a long time. Thank you, David. Wish you all success in the world. People are
Thank you,
fainting,
Leah.
they're passing out, it's disgusting, it's horrible. And here's somebody saying, well, it's like the greatest night out I've had in a while. How does it
Yeah.
make you feel, though, to get all that feedback and hear the effect it has on people? Because obviously,
Yeah.
being in horror, you kind of want to scare the hell out of people. That's why you're
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
how does it feel, man? It's like
Yeah.
a power thing?
It's pretty freaking sweet. Most people don't want to see people walking out of their film. And because I've gone to see the film about 4 times now in theaters with different audiences. Most of the time, they don't even know I'm there. And so I've seen genuine
That's awesome.
reactions happening. And I've seen people walk out and like go, oh, I've heard people just kind of go, whoa. And I'm like, and it's, 99% of the time, you don't want to have those reactions in your film. But I'm like, I hear that. I'm like, yes.
Wait
this
till
is
you
what I
see this.
Yes. I'm like, yes, we got him. And that's the thing is like when Damien first wrote this and I first read it, I commented to him, I was like, Dame, is there any way we can get this movie into theaters? And he's like, I seriously doubt it, very seriously, because the content. He's like, this would get like, if we got it by the MPAA, this would probably get an NC-17 rating. And I was like, well, dude, this is like the perfect movie for a theater experience. This is like a grindhouse type movie where people are going to be
Yes.
yelling and screaming and laughing and just doing whatever during this. I'm like, this is a perfect audience type of movie. And I'm like, fuck it. If they gave us an NC-17 rating, let's lean into it.
Yeah.
Lean into that and let's be the most successful NC-17 rated movie. Well, we didn't even go to the MPAA. And so we're unrated, but like we're, I think, one of the most successful unrated, low-budget independent films in the history of cinema now.
Yes,
And,
congratulations. Too.
yeah, and that's all thanks to Cinedigm and Bloody Disgusting taking a big, huge gamble on us when all these other people that approached us or we approached didn't want to take that kind of gamble. They truly put all their eggs in one basket and like, let's see what we can do. Let's just put this in like maybe 500 theaters for 3 days. And then that just kept snowballing because the word of mouth got out there. And it was all because of the fans. The fans were just going out there tweeting about it. And and because of that, it went from 3 days to 1 week in more theaters to 2 weeks to 3 weeks to 4 weeks to 5 weeks to 6 weeks. And it just kept going and going. I'm like, holy crap. And it was all because of the fans. And that's how Howard Stern was talking about. That's how they were talking about us on The Talk, and how Stephen King found it's because of the fans. And people were saying, like, oh, they must have like a brilliant marketing team behind this. I'm like, no, no, we didn't have that kind of budget for a marketing team. This was pure fans. And that's, I think, is the most amazing thing and coolest thing about this whole experience is that shows the true power of a fan base out there, that they can make something like that happen. And I think we're hopefully going to start changing the game some in Hollywood because they're taking notice now. Like Damien's been contacted by so many people out in Hollywood just wanting to talk to him. And they're taking notice. And I'm hoping this is going to change the game, not just for horror movies, which I'm hoping happens anyway, but I'm hoping this is going to give indie films a lot more clout now. Because there's so many good indie films out there. I mean,
Yes.
It already happened with Mean One. I mean, I don't even know the budget for Mean. Very low budget. But it made it into theaters.
That's
amazing.
awesome.
And
And
then, oh, I'm sorry.
oh no, but that's what I want to see. I want to see more of that happening because there's so many brilliant ideas out there that usually don't get seen because it's all about just putting the big Hollywood movies out there.
Yeah.
And so they're the underdogs. It's time for the underdogs to shine again.
We do a lot of that here. We do indie bands and indie artists and movies. Like I said, some of the horror movies are independent, but there's such great talent out there that people are ignoring because instead of budget and big
Yeah.
market and Terrifier 2, my favorite movie now. See, like everybody just gets into it, and you're great with it too because everybody, like I said, the legend now of art is this horrifying creature. Just the looks, like the ad. I had the ad up, and people were like, "God, that looks scary." I'm like, it's just a guy in makeup, but you're a guy that people root for.
Yeah.
Outside of the makeup, you're awesome. You're fun. So you do a lot of these interviews, and we appreciate it. And we hope by the time you get into Friday the 13th stage and Terrifier 12 comes out, you still come on with us and have us when you're a big shot.
I hope so too. It's like that's what's been killing me about being so busy lately because at the same time I've been so busy, that's when everybody has been coming out wanting me to be on podcasts at the same time. And I'm like, oh God, it's such a catch-22 in so many ways. It's just like I wish I had the times. Like you guys hit me at just the right moment. And I was like,
Oh, gosh, we're so happy for that.
yay.
I know.
I did want to talk about one of the scenes in Terrifier 2 in the Terrifier ride. That was shot in Philly at
Yeah.
That's
Fright
amazing.
Factory.
Fright
Yeah.
Factory.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
How was it compared to shooting in New York?
Still cold. that was a very cold location as well. It's just like because we filmed basically all of Terrifier 2 in the winter. And that was the winter in the Northeast is not an easy time. It's
Here's my go-to research my own personas. Disney won't be calling me anytime soon. Yeah, definitely not a Disney film. Like, and it's funny because now I've heard some things leaning on the Grinch, a Winnie the Pooh horror movie,
Bambi, Peter Pan.
Bambi, Peter Pan. Any interest in any of this stuff, or you think it's a little too much, or you think anything's possible?
anything's possible. That's the thing. It's like just have fun with it. It's just that's the thing. And I personally think the Mean One lends itself more to a horror movie than anything else because yeah, he's a beastly character in the first place. But I'm like, why not? I mean, I think people have horror movies have gotten so dang serious in the past decade or so where people forgot to have fun. It's all like trying to be this elevated horror. Like, look how smart we are. There's almost self-masturbatory type of style of filmmaking that goes on. Like, and I miss the fun. And that's what I like. So yeah, if people are coming up with these crazy ideas, go for it. Lean into, have fun with it. There's room for both, I think. Because horror is such a varied genre. There's so many different types of horror movies. There's so much room for all these other types of movies. Yeah. So go ahead, do it. Have fun with it.
We already have a script here for Bambi. Bambi going after that hunter with total mother issues. Yeah, I like it.
Oh, yeah.
I absolutely like it. There you go. Now, what I need is, and I don't know how the merchandising works, as you see, I got a big Funko Pop collection. I need an Art the Clown Funko Pop. So freaking bad. I need one. There's got to be one.
There's talks. There's talks. I just know right now Funko is a backlog right now because of supply chain issues. So I wouldn't anticipate anything till 2024, but there are talks.
That's really cool.
Wink, wink.
So,
I kind of want to send mine out and get it autographed by the master.
Yeah.
So.
God, I mean, that's the thing. Is I love that idea of the Funkos too because there's so many things now we can do with Funko figures. So many variations of art, just so many different characters from the movies. It's just like Damien's been really good about coming with iconic looking characters for these films, especially with the Halloween costumes. The different you have Terror and Victoria and Dawn in the first film. You can easily do different variations of them, their costumes and stuff like that.
I'm being Sienna this Halloween, I swear.
Oh God, Sienna! I mean,
amazing.
Sienna, just that Valkyrie costume is like, and I've seen some, the cosplayers at the conventions already have done some great cosplay of her. And there was even someone that at the Spookala this past weekend in Florida, she found the same exact sweater that she wears in the costume shop scene.
That's so cool.
And wore the wings with that. And I was like, this is fantastic.
I love that.
Yeah. You've had other people cosplay the Clown Cafe scene with Sienna.
Ugh.
Then you get the Valkyrie. It's just like, I love it. And so that's the thing. There are different Siennas. And I want to see my co-stars start reaping the benefits too in that same way, with like merchandise and stuff like that. It's like, I want to share the wealth with everybody.
Absolutely.
I got to ask about some of the scenes because, like I said, I'm weak when it comes to horror, gross and all, and I cringe and my eyes are closed. Some of these scenes where you're hacking people and etc. I mean, some of it looks so damn real. Are there any boo-boos, any mistakes? It looks like some of these people are really getting the worst of it.
Yeah, Damien's talented. That's the thing. It's like no one's really gotten injured or anything. Knock on wood. Yet on set. So it's just like he's just one talented guy. I mean, he writes, directs, does the practical effects himself. He edits the film. It's just like the man is a powerhouse. It's like, and that's why I'm so glad he's finally getting recognized the way I think because that's driven me crazy since we started doing the first film. Like, my God, he's such an amazingly multi-talented man. He needs to get recognized for this.
Absolutely.
And I got to give you a little bit of a thank you because I'm not going to mention any names, but we reached out to a lot of people about coming on the show, and we branch out to all different kind of people. And I had 2 people see the ad that you were coming on. They're like, "Oh, David's coming on. How about a spot for me? I'd like to come on." So you're giving us a little push too, which we appreciate. We get great guests, and like I said, this is awesome. My friend's been blowing me up, like, how is this happening? I'm like, dude, I don't even know. I just went for it. I'm excited about it. And it's very cool, but you're making a name for yourself, but it seems like you're level-headed with it. Like, you know the character, you know what he does, you know why people love it, and you're accepting of it. You're gracious to your team, the movie creators, the whole 9 yards. Let's put it on a scale right now of the badass. You got Michael Myers, you got Freddy, you've got Ghostface, you've got Jason, you got Art. Who's the baddest of the bunch?
Freddy.
Yeah? Okay.
Freddy.
Oh,
I think Freddy is the king. To me, he is the king. I have always said this, and I will always say this. He is the most creative and scary villain that's ever been created for a horror film. Wes was such a just brilliant man when he created that character. Because all the other characters, every other character out there, you can just get in a car and get the crap out of Dodge. Freddy,
I don't know why
can't.
Right. He's always
Freddy,
in your
you
life.
Can't. He's in your dreams. And everybody has to sleep or you die. But if you sleep, you die. And you have that. You have his look. You have that iconic claw, the glove. But then you have this potential for him to do whatever you want with him because most of this takes place in dreams. So the sky's the limit to what you can do with the guy because it's in dreams. You're only limited by your imagination. And that's what I think is so brilliant about him. And that's why I love that character so much.
Wow, that's coming from the master.
Do you think Art infiltrated the dream, or that was it like veered on the edge of supernatural? Do you think Art was in her dream, or she was just going in her own head?
I don't know what Damien has revealed about that so far because I know he talks about it a lot on the commentary that's about to come out on the Blu-ray and stuff like that. I kind of look at it myself as that was Sienna's like supernatural test to see if she was worthy to take up the mantle, and that's how I kind of look at that scene. But if Art was able to influence the dreams, we'll find out.
That's a good team. And I
Yeah.
also wanted to know if Art selects his victims, or do you think it's someone catches his eye and then he just goes for it?
A bit of both. A bit of both. Especially with part 2, he did have a mission to go after Sienna. That was his mission, because she was going to be a threat to his plans.
Big threat.
But at the same time, all these other people got in the way. He's like, well, I'm going to have fun. I'm going to have fun. Yeah, and he was also doing that to toy with her, too, because he was going after all these people that she was close to as well. Anything to break her down. He did the same thing to, both Victoria and Tara in the first film. Anything to break these people down. He likes to not only maim and disfigure people, he likes to destroy people mentally, too.
Right. I have to give Art props for one thing or two things, because he tried to pay the costume guy, and he also did his own laundry. I'm like, well, that's something. That's a little something.
And that's what I love about him, is like he has these very human moments, these very relatable moments. And I think that's what kind of separates him from everybody else. It's like you don't see Jason Voorhees going shopping.
No.
No,
it's and I think that's just what makes him so much more endearing to audiences, because you see him doing everyday things.
Nothing even practical. I like that.
Yeah, and that's what I love. Yeah, he's such a practical guy, but he's also supernatural at the same time. So it's just like, he just has fun. It's like people are like, with Allie, it's like, would he have gone after Allie if she had given him candy and stuff like that? It's like, I don't even think it was the candy that got him there. I think it's her calling him a mime.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, you're going to die now. You're definitely going to die a horrible, horrible way. I was already going to kill you, but I'm going to really have fun with you now.
I like that.
And no selfies, and don't call him mime. And
don't touch the hat.
I know.
Don't make fun of him. It's like, it's like, be nice to the guy. You might get a better death.
See, the man's not a statistical murderer. He's just being antagonized. Don't touch his hat. Don't touch his shit. You're going to get
He's anti-bullying.
There you go. He's the anti-hero America needs.
Yeah.
What really got me about too, I mean, I was kind of preparing myself for, the big scene, but then the very end scene too. And I won't give it away, no spoilers or anything, but man, I think that's when people were puking in their popcorn.
I heard a lot of people go at that bit there. And the funny thing about that was not the original ending we had filmed.
Wow.
We had filmed this whole other ending with Jericho, and in the same situation in a lot of ways, but we had to tweak it because the original ending had his head coming out of the back of her head.
Oh, man.
And biting off someone's fingers, and that's how it closed. And then the movie came out. The movie Malignant came out, and we're like, oh shit. Because it was almost shot by shot. It was uncanny. And there's no way they could have known what we were doing. And there was no way we could have known what they were doing. It was like this weird, like just thing that happened where these two different films had the same concept. And I'm like, and of course they had the budget to pull it off so much better than we were going to do. And I was like, there's no way we can keep this ending. Because everybody's gonna say you're trying to rip off Malignant here. I'm like, no, we're not. And at first we're just like, dang it, James Wan, come on, dang you, because we're like, God, we got to go back and refilm stuff again, because we thought we're done. Nope. But at the same time, we came up with a better idea to go forward. It was our costumer Olga and Damien one night just spitballing ideas of what can we do instead? What's going to be really just disturbing, but can also be cool at the same time, and something that's never been done before. And they come up with that idea, and I like it so much more because we can go forward with that other character that we thought we were going to have to kill off in a future film. Now we're like, oh, we can do so much more with this character now.
Yes. More than one. That's what makes it great, that it came together, and it maybe wasn't the original idea, but then it gives you options for the future. And
these films have been nothing but happy accidents, stuff happening all the time. Like a great example of that is the purse jump scare in the costume shop scene. That wasn't in the script. that all came about because they had already filmed most of the beginning part of that scene up there at the cash register up until Art appears. And then we realized, oh crap, we left the purse downstairs.
Oh.
And we're just like, oh God, we've spent like 2 hours filming this and we're running out of time already. Oh God, we're going to have to go back and refilm everything. And then and I came up with the idea. We're like, guys, why don't I just bring the purse up with me? Like she had left it downstairs and I just bring it up. And it's ended up just being this very violent jump scare that no one expects. And it's just like, yeah, it was one of those happy accidents. Another one of those was that whole scene with Allie and Art in the kitchen where the glass is broken. She comes in and sees him getting water. That wasn't in the script. I was originally just supposed to like come charging through that window after her.
You were just thirsty at the time and tried to pour a glass, and they got it.
Yeah, but what happened was like, yeah, well, we had this breakaway glass that we had ordered, and it was late at night, and they were taking it out of the box, and they discovered that the glass had already broken in the box, and there was no way we could get another thing of glass at that time of night, and we only had that night to film, and we're like, oh God, what do we do? And that's one of those moments where we all just put our heads together and like, well, we're going to do this whole thing where Art goes down and takes a break halfway through the kill anyway. Why don't we just put that here? But we're like, this is even freakier with him coming in and just getting water and just making himself at home in the house. And she comes down. And plus it also set up a whole thing now where, she's barefoot, so she can't run out that door to escape, or she'd be going across all that broken glass. So it's like it sets up that whole thing of like he's got her cornered because he also cuts her off when she tries going up that other door, So it's like, because that's not something we also wanted to address, is like how characters always run upstairs in these movies for no reason. And like we actually gave both characters that run upstairs a reason to run upstairs because Art or the pale girl blocks their way.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's like, there you go. It's just like, but
We
these are
did.
those things that just happen. We don't plan. Yeah, it's just like, this is just a great thing.
It's funny because all the trailers, all the previews, that purse scene is big. And it's a chilling scene. Now to find out it was more or less an improv action, it makes it freaking beautiful because it creeps me out. Like I said, I'm a horror movie weenie, and I just see the trailer and I'm like, oh my God, like he's got it. And now you see how it's made. It's just absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
It's like you're bringing people back to the horror genre. Loved horror movies as a kid, kind of got away from them. Terrifier 2 made me fall in love with the genre again. Fantastic job, David and Damien. So that's awesome. Like, as gory as it is, it gives people something to talk about. Like, hey, you got to see this. And you get the people like, oh, I can handle it. And out they're going, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Is there, and I know you may not be at liberty to say, you may be able to say, is there a 3? Can we expect a 3? Anything in action?
Oh, most definitely. Oh, most
Heard
definitely
it here
now.
first. Yeah.
I mean, when we've made back, God, like 40 times our budget already.
Right, yeah.
For the first film, we can definitely make part 3. And now we have bigger names in Hollywood approaching us now, too. I don't know if they're necessarily approaching us for part 3, but people are hungry because they see now what this can be. And Damien has already started writing it. He already knows the whole entire story of part 3 in his head. So now he's just putting it to, whenever he gets time to write. So, yeah. So he's also got other offers coming at him too right now. So he's weighing his options if he's going to do Terrifier 3 first, do a project in between them or not. But I'm like, it's coming no matter what. And I know a little bit about it because he's even trying to keep things a surprise for me because he likes to surprise us all.
That's
but
cool.
I know a central concept to the film that people are going to be very happy with, but are not going to be expecting to. But they're going to be so happy, and it's going to open so many other doors for things too. And I'm like, I'm thrilled with this concept.
That's really cool, and it's so exciting that you have people coming to you because I remember seeing Chris Jericho in the the opening credits, and then I was like, wait a minute, oh, there he is.
Yeah.
and that's
Oh,
really cool.
like Pete Davidson now wants to be in these. It's just
Oh
like,
my God, that's
yeah, he's such
He'd
a
be a
he's like
good
he wants
addition.
to be in Terrifier film somehow, and I'm like, that's what's incredible. It's like now all these people are reaching out. We've had other celebrities too just reaching out, like, oh my God, how can I get on board with this?
wow.
I'm like, this is
He could be in
insane.
it. He's got to bring the babes though. So
Oh
he gets all
yeah,
the babes. So you can be in it.
oh yeah,
Bring some babes.
yeah. That's totally. Good God, the man has game.
He sure, man.
I like.
There's a great picture of. It says when Pete Davidson gets into heaven, and it's him and Marilyn Monroe sitting on the couch like that.
Yeah.
That'll be it.
Yep. Yep.
But that's great. So hopefully,
Or the clown has game too. So
Yeah.
you're tattooed on everyone, and then you know you made it.
It's crazy. I saw I signed a few of them this past weekend too. But
Wow.
that's what amazes me is these people that are getting all these tattoos. It's just there was a time where Damien and I were trying to document every single one of them, and we lost count years ago because it's just always new tattoos, and they're always different, and that's what I love. It's just it's an amazing thing to think that people want my face on their body for the rest of their life.
Yeah.
That's
I
a
can't see anybody
commitment.
doing that. You're not kidding there.
That is a commitment. We can't fuck up these future films.
Right, it's like they say in the movie, like the very last detail, even a little dot on the end of his nose.
Yep.
That little dot on the end of his nose means everything. Like it.
The dot and the happy cappy on his head. Those are the two things that really. That's it.
Well, we definitely can't say enough congratulations on all the success of it.
Thank
And
you.
like I said, looks like you're earning it. And you see some of these big Hollywood stars that don't know how to talk. You come in of a couple, like I said, lower budget films, and you dominate. Like you've known your whole life, and you know this is where you're meant to be. Your family told you it's where you're meant to be, and you're doing it, and you're killing it, and we love it. We would absolutely love to invite you back if there's a third. Have you come back and
course.
talk about it. It's been awesome. We're going to keep in touch through social media if you don't mind, because
Of course.
you're an absolute pleasure, man. This is awesome. We usually say a half hour, 45 minutes in. A lot of people tuned in. We can't thank you enough. I know leading up to it, Jewel kept saying, I can't wait. She said, today I'm on pure adrenaline. We both were. My wife's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'll do anything today. I got all this energy. I can't wait for tonight. I'll do anything. So, although I can't get her to watch them, but that's okay.
Hey, it's okay.
We'll get her to
Just
do
let her
that.
talk about it.
There you go. You can
It's fine.
You can find more on David Howard Thornton by going to social media sites, Instagram at David Howard Thornton. There's the Facebook page, of course, David Howard Thornton. And don't forget IMDb. Of course, we get all your movie sources. The new movie, the mean one, is out now. Terrifier and Terrifier 2, of course, is all over live streaming. IMDb, search David Howard Thornton for more of his credits. We thank you so very much. We're humbled by this and thrilled to have you on tonight. This is an absolute joy. Have yourself a great holiday season.
Thank
We'll
you.
be out seeing the mean one, and we'll be in touch and hopefully get you back with us soon.
Well, thank you so much. And you guys have a wonderful holiday season. And I'll hopefully see you all in the new Fear.
Oh, I like it. I like it a lot. David Howard Thornton, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your time. Have a great night.
You're welcome. Take care, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Ooh, I got to tell you, Jewel, I'll let them off there. I kind of let people kind of go away there. Didn't say 4 minutes of popcorn is done. Here's me. One cover for the first one I threw across the theater. And I'm sure, thank you, Leah, for tuning in. Happy holidays to you, too. I tried to share more of the stories. You get stuff when we keep going. But your stories are great, though, and just some of the things that happened to you at the theater and the things that you've seen. And the fact that you said it was a great movie experience. And some people were like, I had to run out of there. I had to throw up. I couldn't even sit through it. It's awesome to hear. J.D. Wolf, thank you as well. Like I said, we'll try to get him back as you know, Terrifier 3. I don't know if it's groundbreaking that you heard it here, but I think you might have heard it here first, Jewel. Terrifier 3.
I mean, hopefully, but probably not. But
No.
man, that was so cool, and yeah, it's an instant classic, as is the first Terrifier. You know, that coming on Netflix, and I was gonna say, you know, I watch horror movies all the time, and then I've seen, you know, it's in your face because horror movie, watch this, but I always skipped over it, like years ago, because it was so scary to look at. Like just the cover was so scary
Yes.
because it's just Art's face, and you're like, oh no, like I'm not afraid of clowns, but this clown,
Yeah, he's
horrifying.
scary. There's horrible, like, black gums and those awful teeth.
You know what gets me? Like the sharp the sharp nose and the sharp chin. He
Yeah.
said that guy from Lazy Town. He had the same like kind of sharp edges in his face like that.
Yes.
That freaks me out back into like Crypt Keeper days. Like, oh, and like puppets. Puppets have like very sharp edges. So
Yes.
like puppets, I'm out.
Well, no, no puppets.
The art was working up to, but I'm so glad that I powered through 1 and 2 because it was so worth it. What a great movie.
I'll share with Kimberly that Jewel is into art as well. She likes painting, so we'll take a look at what you have. Please like and subscribe on YouTube, and follow us and watch more. And of course, I'll look forward to the email and get in touch, and hopefully Art checks out the stuff as well. Super cool. I would love to be in T3. I don't want to get murdered, though. I'm afraid to get murdered. You do?
Sign me up. I don't
I'm
care.
afraid of getting hacked up.
No, I'd be afraid. My reaction would be genuine. So
Yeah, right.
There'd be that. I wouldn't have to act.
What an actor. I think the guy pissed his pants. No, I really just pissed my pants.
Yeah, those screams, totally legit.
Dude, yeah, I definitely did scream and piss my pants. Again, Terrifier and Terrifier 2 out on all streaming sources. IMDb is, of course, the movie source. You go there, search David Howard Thornton to get some of his credits. It was pretty cool. My friend Christian noticed that in one of the movies he's with, there's another actor, David Thornton. Mm-hmm. Not David Howard Thornton. David Thornton is none other than the husband of Cyndi Lauper.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Kind of a neat little thing. He said you should bring that up to him, and I didn't really know how to present that. Well, thank you. That's okay. We appreciate you tuning in, and have a great holiday. Thank you for tuning in with us. We greatly appreciate it. Everybody out there on YouTube, please take a second to subscribe to the Yo Show and check us out. Like us, follow us on Twitch, Facebook. We do this every Tuesday night. And we always have great guests, not just great actors, but also great musicians and authors and all kind of great stuff. We try to bring you the best of entertainment, even like the independent types, like our good friend David Howard Thornton, a.k.a. Art the Clown. Thrilled. Like I said, people were saying, how did you do that? And I always told Jewel, like, I will go for anybody. I will message anybody, and I will ask. The least you can do is ask. The least you could say, the worst you could say is no. I shared the Scarlett Johansson story. I reached out to her. Her people said, thank you so much for thinking of her. That's great. Her schedule was very busy. I'm not going to be able to make it happen, but we greatly appreciate it. And I'm like, wow, Henry Cavill. We apologize. Henry's schedule is very busy. We appreciate you thinking of him. If things change, we'll come circle back around. Okay, is it ever going to happen? Probably not. Is it cool? Absolutely. We try.
Do you hear that? It's like
it's hard.
That just freaked me out. It was Joey like doing the whipped cream on her ice cream, but it sounded like just what I need right now. I can't.
I didn't hear it, but oh my God, it's funny as hell.
I'm sorry.
That is actually freaking great, and I didn't hear it, but the best part, like when David was on, either somebody's house, the police were driving by. There's all kind of muffled siren sounds. Did you hear that?
It's a freaky noise. I don't like that. Stop it. Don't do that.
That just made the whole show that much more worthwhile.
I'm telling you, that's something.
Of course, we got spammed tonight by live sex girls. I don't know how that keeps sneaking in here, but it did, and we got it out of there.
We're here for art.
Right, they might be here for art. Absolutely growing. Now he's gonna be hanging with Pete Davidson. So he's gonna be dating like some of the hottest of Hollywood.
Yep, it happens.
He should date our Jewel Tatey right here on the Yo Show. But again, find more on David Howard Thornton. Again, his Instagram page is David Howard Thornton. Same as on Facebook. IMDb, look him up. He is well worth it. Classy guy. Great interview. Like I said, he's been doing a lot of webcasts and podcasts. And I seen him on a couple. I'm like, let's give it a shot. See if we can get him here.
Man, great timing, dude. Like,
right?
We almost missed him. So
I figured Halloween, I figured Halloween and early November would be horrible. So I'm like, look, let's shoot for December. And I said to him, you got a new movie in December. Let's get you on and promote that. And he's like, that's a terrific idea.
Amazing.
Tell you what.
Told me back then, and I've been so excited ever since. And
not just anybody could do a podcast. You need brains. You need to do your homework, your research. Jewel killed it. Usually how it works, I write out a little script and questions. Today, Jules like, saw the movie, got your questions ready, and I just did the rest, and perfect. As always, it's a great
I
1-2
gotta get ahead
puncher.
of Jeff. Jeff's like so ahead of the game. I have to like be 2 steps ahead if I want to get my input in there.
Not at all, but I got to tell you, it's been great. And Allie with 2.0 has offered a lot of ideas, which is great, and Jules doing ideas. I got invited to do a third podcast. Somebody asked me, it was somebody who's a fan of art and the movies, and she shared our post, and I said, thank you for sharing it. She goes, hey, I want to pick your brain. And we kept picking, and she's like, any interest in doing another show, true crime, kind of being the co-host? I love your delivery. I love the way you are. But she also wants to have some, like, harsh vulgarity in it. And I'm like, I'm your man. So there might be something down the road.
I love true crime.
I told her, I said, but now the idea that's cool, and I don't want to take her idea from people, but she wants to go back to the 17 and 1800s true crime and do like a family tree run. And she said she knows these stories were family tree, and to get these people way down the family tree to talk about these stories. I think it's very cool. So you never know. Things always pop up. I love doing stuff like this. I can't get enough of it, as you can tell. And moments like this tonight is why, Joy, your enthusiasm for David was just mind-blowing. You were so into it, and it makes me happy to see you get into that. If I would have known that you were that geeked, I would have asked him to come on for your birthday instead.
Aw.
But we have him here tonight. You know, you can't beat it. Way to kick
know.
off the holiday season.
Oh, but it was so amazing. Yes, I'm a huge horror fan, huge true crime fan. It's funny because Bailey Sarian, she's a true crime YouTuber, and sometimes she'll go back to like 17th century. She did this story on, I used to have this game called Nightmare. Any 90s kids remember this game? It was a VHS horror game, and the gatekeeper would come on, and you had different keys, and everyone was a different serial killer from like back in the day. And I always picked Elizabeth Bathory because she was a vampire and she was very cool. I'm like, ooh, I'll be her, and I liked her name. And so here she was a real woman, and she goes into like the backstory, horrific, like the torture this woman inflicted upon like hundreds of people was insane. Like to learn that these were true people. So that game is amazing. You can't find it anywhere. So yeah, that's really cool. I'm so interested in true crime. Obviously, everyone is. In these past couple of years, it's blown up, especially since COVID. It's like all the true crime podcasts and shows, especially like drama and
it's
stuff like
big. And you know, she said to me, "Any advice?" I'm like, "Be yourself. Don't be afraid to just say it, lay it out there." And she's like, "I got a tough personality. That's perfect. Just be yourself, man."
Jeff rolls with anyone.
He really can. I mean, it's no offense to anybody. It's not quite the same as Tuesdays. You're a gem. It works out amazing. Let's do something real quick. Let's welcome, Jules, somebody brand new to our program. It's a brand new sponsor. And we had him on our program before, Jim Hutton from the Moist Collective. Well, the Moist Collective has now come on and is going to sponsor us here on the Yo Show. Some of the best high-end beard products. And, Joel, I don't know if you really see the sheen. I got it on tonight. Oh, I got it on tonight. It's
Shining.
soft. The odor, the aromas that come off it are amazing. I've got a little special for you. The holidays are here, ladies and gentlemen, of course. So we got a special for you tonight from the Moist Collective. I got to take the banner down because it's in the way of the special. Anyway, tonight, the Moist Collective beard care products. Use the code YOSHOW20 and get 20% off on your order. Christmas is coming. New Year's is coming. Ladies, need a gift to give to your man. Get some great beard products. Kids, something for dad. Dad, something for your buddies, whatever. Get some of the best beard care products out there from the Moist Collective. It's also a great name, www.rumoist.com. On your order, make sure you put in YOSHOW20. Use the code, get 20% off your order. And I got a couple samples right here of what they got going on. Let's take the banner down for a second. They've got just amazing beard butter. You see it there, the great logo, the Moist Collect. Beard butter, which kind of gives you that sleek sheen feel. The smells are excellent. This one is the Modern Man. They're all natural smelling and terrific. They got beard oil. The shampoo I blew through, so no more shampoo. But again, if you want something great for the holidays or right after the holidays, you want a good beard, you want to groom, this is the spot. It's my favorite product, the Moist Collective Beard care products from my man Jim Hutton. Use the code YOSHOW20 right now to get 20% off of your order. www.rumoist.com. Also great merchandise with super cool shirts. And the word moist is getting relevant again. How about that? Jewel?
No, if we didn't make fans uncomfortable with the scenes and talks of murder all night, we're going to say moist 100 times.
Tonight is the night just for that queasy feeling inside.
That word doesn't bother me. I know it bothers so many people, but like, I don't know. I'm so proud of Jim, and I'm great product. I hear it's wife approved, so ladies, get on that.
My wife approves as well. The smells, Jewel, the scents are just absolutely amazing. Like I said, the modern man, it gives, and it's not like perfumey and all that. It's like a nice natural smell, very manly, and the butter and all makes it nice and soft.
Perfumey, so.
Right. After a couple of days, I'm telling you, soft as a baby's bottom. Go out, RUMoist, www.rumoist.com, the Moist Collective. One more time. What, Moist? I love it. I love the name. One more time, don't forget, 20% off if you use the code YOSHOW20. Jim was on our show before to do the product, too. Awesome. Love him. Great guy. And we hope you check it out. If you're watching live, you're watching on the replay and see it. Sale's going to be on for a couple days for the holiday season. And Jim's like, man, I'm just getting clobbered with orders. I take a step back. I'm like, let me help you promote it. And he's like, let's do a thing with the show. And we got a sponsor on board.
Excellent. So
Excellent.
Happy.
I'm very happy with that, very excited, and like I said, great people in Jim Hutton. Jewel, let's do this little announcement before we go any further, because Philly people know this person very well. Again, David Howard Thornton certainly did help us push the realm of getting new guests, and we got one to announce as soon as I find the banner. I lost the banner in there somewhere. I stick with this banner stuff. I really do. Oh, anyway, January 31st, this poor woman that I hawked to be on the show a million times finally said, hey, David's going to be on. I tell you what, I'll take a shot too. Let's come on, let's talk. She's a great actress and model right from the Philadelphia area. And on January 31st, we're going to have her on our program. So I want to know Miss Fallon Vendetta, ladies and gentlemen. There is a picture. Great tattoos. Hot model. She's done some films. She's been in a film with Jamie Kennedy. And she's beautiful and sexy and cool. And I asked her a lot of times. She's like, my schedule's hectic. Give me a chance. Give me some time. And every once in a while, I would make a comment. She would say, didn't forget about you. And then finally, we got it lined up. So January 31st, Fallon Vendetta will be on our program. Very excited for her, Jewel. I was persistent. I love her. I just think she's so cool. The tattoos are awesome. I think she's beautiful. And I just really was looking forward to getting her on, especially when she responded. I'm like, damn, a response. Let's see what happens. After a while, I'm like, all right, Jeffrey, cool your jets. And then it worked out nicely. Very excited.
Amazing. Yeah, January is full.
January's very full. It really is. Weekend that we'll take a look at everybody that's going to be on in a few moments. Let's hit maybe a topic or two because there's tons. But before we get on, a welcome again to Core PR Entertainment, public relations firm. We have a lot of their guests coming on in January. I want to welcome them once again to our family. Julie missed it earlier, and you, for some reason, Julie, you always seem to miss anything involved with Barbara Blackthorne. You had to miss her episode. You also missed her birthday shout out. I mean, every time.
Happy birthday, Barbara.
Happy birthday, Barbara. We do love you. I know. Every time something comes up with her, Jewel is
nowhere to be
found. Maybe it's like Superman and Clark Kent. Maybe Jewel is Barbara Blackthorne.
I wish.
And once again, a very happy birthday to my good friend, Mr. Tim Simmons, who as soon as I announced this Art the Clown thing, blew it up right away. He said, check out my friend's show. Look at his guests. So we appreciate it, Tim. Thank you very much for that. Just awesome. We talked about Art the Clown and the Grinch, and I got to share this story with you real quick because it's freaking hilarious. A woman is facing animal cruelty charges after dyeing her dog's hair green. Now, you're wondering what that has to do with the Grinch? Look at the picture, Joel. Look at this dog. Is that not the cutest thing you've ever seen?
Oh, gosh. Now, wait a minute. Because there are dyes that are approved to dye dogs, and they...
Thank you.
You know, I see, like, YouTubers do it all the time. But there is approved dye. I'm not saying I'm down with it. I don't know what studies or what, tests they have to go through, but He doesn't look happy though.
Bro, I was gonna say
No.
I said it to Cassie. I'm like, look how happy he is on the left, and the right he's miserable.
Yeah. Is that a sweater or is that dye? I can't see. Oh,
Oh
that's
yeah,
dye. That's dye.
that's dye in the red too.
Oh gosh.
Wow, I didn't even
Poor
look that
puppy.
close. Oh, that's a lot then. He's
I
cute.
mean, I
Looks,
feel bad for him.
he looks a little like Henry. But yeah, she's facing animal cruelty charges, and at first my wife's like, no, there's dyes, but then when you realize all that is dye.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then he's
Jesus.
gonna stay like that January 1st. He's like, what the hell?
Oh, let's do this, Joy. I promise you we're going to do it. We got to fire them through. I don't have the pictures to go with them, but we have Hollywood's craziest conspiracy theories. I didn't line up the pictures. I should have, but there's some real funny ones. They're quick. I got about 8 of them, and I found them, and I'm like, wow. You read them, and I'm going to throw them at Jewel. Jewel has no idea what's coming,
Nope.
so I want a little bit of a surprise reaction to them. And the first one is Stevie Wonder isn't blind.
Oh, I've heard this.
There's a lot of rumors out there that he's eyesight challenged, but not completely blind. I think back to the MTV Awards when the whole band walked off stage and left them sitting there. Do you remember that? They're performing. They're performing Wild Wild West. I think Will Smith, this whole big production, and everybody walks off stage. And he's stuck there.
Oh, I think he is blind for real. Like, I don't think he's. I love Stevie. Someday at Christmas. It's one of my favorite Christmas songs.
I looked into that one. There's a possibility this one is true, but by saying not blind, maybe not legally blind, but eyesight is so bad. But
Oh.
that was a mild one. This one is ridiculous. Britney Spears worked for George W. Bush. Apparently, every time something went bad in the Bush administration or bad news came about, Britney Spears came out with a new song, a new video, a new story, something to make you feel good. And people thought that George Bush was behind it. What do you think?
Are we gonna get canceled right now? I just think that I don't know. Entertainment's funny, man. I think there are definitely distractions when big things are happening. We're talking conspiracy theories. So yeah, I think stories are put in our face because they cherry pick what they want us to see. So
That's a possibility, and I like that too. And I think there's definitely a not a curveball, but there's definitely a distraction of, hey, look over here, so you don't
Right.
see. And again, there's no cancel, there's no politics. It's just a man's name. Steve Jobs faked his own death.
oh, I
There
don't
was-
like talking.
There was rumor about the control power with Apple, and he wanted to step down to get out of the spotlight, so claimed that he faked his own death. I don't buy that at all. That's just, to me, that's kind of nonsense.
No, yeah, I can't talk ill of him. He seemed not okay, so I wouldn't say that.
Yeah, his health didn't seem good at all. Very thin, lost a lot of weight. The next one is this next one is kind of alarming, and when I first read it, I'm like, oh my God, no way. Katy Perry is actually John Benet Ramsey.
Oh gosh.
There was a rumor going on that the facial look was very close, and that Ramsey wasn't officially dead, was of course in pageants and had talent and grew up to be
Always about deaths of people.
well.
Horrible.
That's how some of them are, and
But she
well,
was
actually, a
never
lot of
found,
them.
was she? The poor John Benet.
No, never found. But the
Oh,
age
wow.
difference is amazing because Katy Perry was born well after the actual date of John Benet Ramsey.
Yeah.
So by age, it's impossible for her to actually be her.
No, yeah, because no. Katy Perry's older than me, and then John Benet was like, no, that's a little, no.
Exactly. That was a
But,
little. That's a little
Well,
far
they do-
fetched.
I mean, they look similar, but come on
They
now,
do.
people.
But that's a reach to really say, oh, she looks just like that 30-some years later. So you go from sadness and death to a very non-death, nice one. Keanu Reeves is immortal.
I hope so.
They're saying that the man hasn't aged a lick. He still has all this great stunt work and stamina and ability that there's rumors that Keanu Reeves isn't even human and that he's absolutely immortal.
Oh my gosh, I was just thinking yesterday how much I love Keanu. Like, I just love him. He was like one of my first crushes, Bill and Ted. but he's such a good person, which makes it all the
Yes.
better. And he rides the subway, and he's just. I hope he is immortal, like Dolly Parton and Betty White should be.
Betty White almost was. I really thought she was going to live forever. And Dolly Parton, the only thing I don't like, they got the
I love
they
them
had,
all.
they had a new commercial with like Miley Cyrus and Dolly Parton. Like,
That's her goddaughter. I hate Miley, but they're close.
yeah, but it's like they're trying to use Miley to make her relevant. It's Dolly Parton, man. Nobody needs to make her relevant.
Did you see the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? She
I
killed
did.
it.
And you know who I loved?
Bruce. Eminem.
No.
Pink.
No.
Randy Carlisle.
No. The group that I thought still had it, because I'm looking like a lot of these bands don't have it anymore. Like,
Eurythmics.
the Eurythmics were bad. Annie Lennox's voice was not there. And I love the Eurythmics. I love Dave Stewart. I thought they were. Her voice wasn't quite there. I
Aw.
liked the performance. I love, like I said, I love
John
Dave
Mellencamp's
Stewart.
voice was
He's horrible.
off.
For me, Duran Duran seemed to really pull it off, and I liked their performance. Eminem's still been around enough that he really didn't fade away. Duran Duran kind of went away,
Yeah.
so to see them come back was very cool. I thought they did a great job. I love Simon Le Bon. Nick Rhodes looks old. He looked like he died. He looks old, but
Did you
Simon
see-
Le Bon looks great.
Who brought them in? Friggin' what's his name? Iron Man.
Yeah, Robert Downey Jr. I was shocked by that too.
He looked like Stanley Tucci.
Unfortunately, he looks. I hate to say, he looked a little bit like the old, in a bad way, Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
And he was
He
all
looked different.
skinny and yeah, it looked
didn't
very
look like
different.
him. was
It
shocking.
didn't.
Yeah.
But that was
But
very cool. Like when
great
Letterman
show,
did,
though, all
when
around.
Letterman did, when Letterman brought out Pearl Jam, that was cool. But yeah, I love the Eurythmics. I thought the performance overall was good. I think her voice is kind of on the downward.
Did you see his speech? Because I think he had one of the best speeches
Yes.
I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah,
It reminded me of you, like how you would talk about someone, and like your partner, and cry. I just, it was good. I liked the way he just gave them tribute and.
it was the amazing thing was like you see bands like that. Like supposedly a long time ago they dated Dave Stewart and Annie Lennox.
Oh really?
Supposedly, and they still, got a great stage rapport. They're so good on stage together, and he's a great artist, and he's been around with a lot of bands. And when they first came out, I'm like, all right, so here's this singer, the woman, she's the star, and there's some flunky hanging on her coattails. When it turns out that Dave does a lot of the music and the writing, and he's been around with all these bands.
And the artistic vision
Yes.
for the videos and everything.
Yeah, very cool. So a great talented duo. Another one. You love these deaths. Here it comes.
Okay.
Avril Lavigne died and was replaced, a la Paul McCartney. So this is apparently the second Avril Lavigne. They went with a model with a little more better looks. Doesn't actually sing, and it's all staged. And she's not the real Avril Lavigne.
Oh, they said that about someone else. Gucci Mane. Gucci Mane.
Okay.
They said he was like, an android. I don't know. I don't know.
An android.
Maybe. He has some bangers, but I don't know. I know Avril just toured like a few years ago. I think it was like
Yeah.
2019. So she's still rocking it, I guess. I'm
I
not a huge
will-
Avril fan.
I will guilty pleasure it. I think she's beautiful. I love her. I just love Avril Lavigne. I think she's so pretty. And if it's the second one to her, God bless her. The first one, I don't know what you look like. The second one's kicking ass. Two more.
Yeah.
Two more. One's really stupid, so I'll do it now, and we'll say the last one is a good one that you might be confused by. This one's so dumb, and people claim to have seen this. Justin Bieber is actually a lizard.
I've seen this.
Have you? Because I'm looking, and people say there's actually footage of him like turning into a reptile.
Yeah. His eyes, they shift this way, like they close
Ew, really?
vertically. Yeah, he's like a lizard man in an interview, which was like, it was YouTube footage, but it was an old interview on like a talk show, and his eyes, like, I don't know, man.
Ooh, nasty. Because like people say they've actually seen him like change color, and his face gets like a creature look to it. Now he said the eyes close. Oh, I gotta look into this more. I'm like, I thought this was the corniest one. I'm like, nah. But now you say that, like,
Oh yeah.
Like
I
I've-
swear, I really, No, it's going to turn out that Aaron Carter and Corey Feldman were right about everything. We should just like listen to them.
That would be horrible. That would really be the end of the world as
Yeah,
we know it. The
I know.
last one you're going to love, and this is actually something that I claimed years back about a different artist. We'll talk about it after I get it. They're saying that singer Lorde is actually in her 40s.
Lord, Lord, Lord. Man, she just doesn't. When she was
They're,
like 17, they're like, that girl is 50.
and they're saying like they more or less had a successful older woman who wasn't marketable coming out of nowhere in her 40s, so they made her a teenager because people would buy into that.
Honestly, I don't know because look at Sia. Like Sia had couple, maybe one hit on the radio, and then she covered her face, and all of a sudden she's like a big pop star. Like, what's that about? But really, she's like, I love Sia. Just saying, and I think
Right.
she's one of the best songwriters.
Agreed. Definitely
But
talented.
Lord, I just think she looks like she had a rough go.
Yeah, very rough go. And
Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord. Did you ever
I
see
used
that
to
girl?
say, I used to say about Leanne Rhymes because I never bought that
Mm.
Leanne Rhymes was like 13 years old. Like, no way. She's like in her 30s.
Um, you could tell if you look back on those videos, you'd be like, like she looked pretty young. But
I'm looking at because of course to sell the article they get lured. I swear to God they got her grandmom and like here take this picture because she looks older. It's like a kind of a side picture and you see like a lot of body exposed. Like there's no way that can be a teenager.
oh, see, what blows my mind is Billie Eilish because she's amazing for like a 16, 17-year old to come out with those songs. I
Yeah,
mean, her brother had a lot of influence and helped the songwriting, but man, she's a genius, man. I'm happy I saw her. I love Lord. But
30.
I think I think all those kids are insanely talented.
This last one has been floating around for years and it wasn't even on the article I saw. I happened to see it somewhere else. And it's gaining popularity and I'm blown away by this. Apparently, Marilyn Manson is now a woman going by the name Marilyn Manson, and that he at some point has had a sex change.
Okay,
What?
it's not
Right?
surprising.
A couple of years ago, he was just accused of all these heinous acts against women. Wouldn't they mention his genitalia at any point being, I don't know, missing?
He was always like, didn't he? It wasn't he the one that removed his rib and then had the
Yes.
prosthetics and then the thing and then he was already pretty. So, I, mm, I
Yeah.
I
He
can't get
had,
into that because like Kat Von D just came out with a post like you guys don't know the whole truth, but I swear to God, I believe Evan Rachel Wood. I watched that documentary and there's proof and there's people on Marilyn's team that were like, dude, he did this and he did this to a lot of girls. So I don't like whatever he's going. I don't like him. He whatever he's going by now. I don't think that's a good person right there.
I got you. And it's kind of, and it's always the blame your childhood, blame your family for making you this way. Like the lyric said, I want to thank you, Mom. I want to thank you, Dad, for bringing this fucking world to a better end. Like, dude, like, not at this point. You got enough money in your life. You have to abuse and torture women. Whatever he is, he even had that thing where he had the album cover with the latex and the boobs, and he said he was going for a breast implants. I don't know what he is, but
No,
the
I
shock value
mean,
is not there. What's he, 60?
I just yeah, I don't care what he does to his body or whatever pronoun he's going by. I don't like the allegations, especially after watching the documentary. I just don't like it, and it's like he always has to say something to stay relevant. Like he came at Lana, which I don't like either. It's just like
Hmm,
shut your mouth, shut your mouth. You're
pretty
annoying.
much.
But it sucks. I used to be a fan, just like I used to be a freaking Kanye fan. It's like you can't support these people. Like they're horrible people.
You do have the stupidity that comes out of your mouth. It's going to happen. I was I've been a Manson fan of the music, but anymore it's again it's kind of it's crawling away from me as well. Um, what else do we have?
Was that a lyric or?
No, it's just saying in general.
I wasn't sure.
So the original E.T., the electronic robot figure of E.T. that they used in the movie to move him around, was just sold for $2.5 million. I can never imagine being a big enough fan of any movie to buy anything for $2.5 million. This ugly little stripped down thing. It looks like E.T. without all the rubber brown stuff on it. It's
Without the rubber?
yeah, it's like metal. It's like all metal. No, it's got nothing.
Yeah, like on a bike.
He's more or less on this
Is
platform.
he in a hat with a daisy?
No, it's like a robot on a platform. It looks like E.T., but it's not brown. It's metallic.
Does he talk?
I don't know. No.
You speak and spell? No?
He says, "For name."
I love when he gets drunk. He's like, ooh.
But
I
God,
love E.T. so much. Oh my god.
it's a great movie.
If I had
Definitely.
the money, if I had $2 million, I would get a little E.T. to be my buddy.
Yeah, I know, right? Just leave him in the house. I mean,
know.
you go from there, and people with stupid money, the guy who caught Aaron Judge's 62nd home run, sold that at auction for $1.5 million. He's like the butt of all the jokes. Somebody offered him $3 million right after he caught it, and he turned it down.
Stupido.
Stupido.
Don't do that. Don't they
He's like-
grab you after, like, during the game? Like, come here, and they go to, because I was sitting, I hate this story, but I was sitting where it was, I don't know which Bryce Harper home run it was, but I was sitting in the seats.
Oh,
My dad calls me like, where are you? I'm like, I'm at the bar. But they took that person that was sitting close to my seat, and they took him to the back, to the box office or whatever,
yeah.
you know, the offices, and offered him something. Yeah, give me that cash, like right then.
Right?
Why are you waiting?
I told you, we did the same thing with Jim Tomei's 400th home run. We missed the game. We sold the tickets to a couple strippers. We weren't there. They didn't even get, they lasted 2 innings and went to the bar, and his home run fell on the seat.
My God. Oh my God.
On the seat.
On the seat. You know,
Gracious.
just figure.
Right?
I'm in the shade at the bar getting some chicken and Pete's.
What I miss? Oh, Jesus. We had so much more to talk about. Oh, yeah, so
Do Christmas ones because it's supposed to be a Christmas show.
O.J. Simpson reacts to rumors that he's not Khloe Kardashian's dad.
Chloe
Not only
alone. Leave
not
Chloe
only did he
alone.
not only did he come out and say he's not Chloe's dad, he said, "I don't find Chris one bit attractive. Why would I ever touch her?" I'm like, what?
He's a jerk. Yeah,
He
he's a
is.
Murderer
He's a-
jerk.
He's like, "We're friends. I'm not attracted to her one bit." And I'm like, "Oh my
Shut
God.
up.
Wow."
Chris, say what you want about Kris Jenner, but I watch his episodes where she talks about Nicole, and she's crushed, man. Like, Nicole was freaking brutally murdered. Like,
Yeah.
that's bullshit. And screw OJ and leave Chloe alone. That girl has been through so much publicly. I love Chloe. I like Chris too. So don't at me.
Oh, my wife made this awesome little post of her. Well, look at this. She makes this cute little post of her watching the show. And she says, "Are you watching the Yo Show? David Howard Thornton is on from the movie Terrifier 2. Oh, it's a
Yes.
great post. Yes, excellent.
I was like trying to do my makeup earlier, and I had my compact like in front of my face, but Luna was sitting on my lap, my cat. So I had the compact out, and then I set it down, and then the cat saw her reflection in the mirror and freaked herself out, like dug her claws into my legs, and then sprang up because I don't think she's seen her reflection before. It's quite entertaining. Is the dog seeing his reflection?
I don't know. The dogs are freaked. She must have got up out of her seat. All she has to do is walk across the kitchen and they lose it. It's like they are so demanding. So Allie said that she loves Chloe. She likes Chloe too.
I know.
But she said, "Great show. Thank you, Allie." Of course, U 2.0 coming back in a couple weeks. We have a pretty fun show for that one too. Actress Ivy Smith, who is in Attack of the 60-Foot Cam Model. Very excited. Nice little B movie. She does like these giant women movies. Very exciting. She's a cool actress too. Very pretty. A couple weeks coming back. So that goes over there. So yours was, make sure my phone doesn't die before I get to these topics that Jewel hits me with. And one says that Mariah Carey loses bid to trademark Queen of Christmas. Seriously, why the hell would Mariah Carey be Queen of Christmas? You make one Christmas song, you're not the Queen of Christmas.
To be fair, that song is #1 every Christmas time, so she probably feels like she deserves it. Get that clout. But come on, man. Spread the wealth. Darlene Love, who I love, I met her at City Winery when they did 20 Feet from Stardom, that documentary. And she does Christmas Baby, Please Come Home, you know, all the Phil Spector. She was in the Crystals and everything. So she's like, what am I, chopped liver? Like, you can't claim it. And Mariah lost. So she's done.
Good. Well, she's not the Queen of Christmas. Come on.
Queen. Not the Queen.
The most popular toy at your year of birth, Jewel. The most popular Christmas toy from the year you were born has come out. We're going to find mine. I forget what mine was. Oh, mine was 1971. One of my all-time favorite toys, Weeble. I loved Weebles. Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. Used to be a little round. There was a creature, a little round at the bottom. There was like toys at all different, like people and dogs and all that. And you put it down, it would just wobble back and forth. It would weeble, but it wouldn't fall down.
Weeble.
Weebles wobble, and the thing.
Oh gosh, I gotta like scroll.
Said it cut off before I could even look up your year.
Okay, dollhouses, Etch a Sketch, Weebles. I found you. Okay.
Yeah, Weebles.
Working it up. Okay, Shrinky Dinks. I don't know what the hell that is.
1962, Etch a Sketch. 1963, Troll Dolls. Wow.
Pet Rock.
1964, G.I. Joe.
Pogo Stick. Oh, I hurt myself bad on a pogo.
Oh, dude, I was so bad at pogo sticks. I fell off.
Right,
Mine keeps freezing.
Getting close.
And my phone just cut out. No more battery life.
Rabbit Patch, 83. Keep going. Teddy Ruxpin, 85. Care Bears, 86. And mine is Koosh. I had a Koosh.
Koosh! Really? Oh, I love Koosh.
Koosh Ball. The name Ball comes from the sound creators thought it made when it landed in his hand. Name of the ball. Oh, Koosh.
Koosh.
Some of them. 88 was NES. Are you kidding me? One off.
You missed by 1 year.
God damn it. And then Game Boy, 89. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, 90. Oh my god. Super Nintendo, 91. Barbie, 92. What about that Barbie movie, Jeff?
Oh, dude, it looks ridiculous. I love Margot Robbie, but this might be one I have to skip.
If it's really funny, I think it will work.
I hope so. It's got to be something because it looks stupid as shit.
I don't know what the new toy for this year is. I know last year it was Magic Mixies and the girls got that. And gosh, if that isn't America's Funniest Home Videos when they both opened it at the same time and they were pissed. They got the wrong ones. It's like me when I got my puppy surprise. No, I got a kitty surprise and I wanted puppy surprise and I caused a big fit. I got like a mountain of toys behind me and it was my last present to open and I started crying because I got kitty surprise and not puppy. And then I turn around to my dad and I'm like, get this. I'm like, Dad, did you get me anything?
You like the kid from the Liberty Mutual commercial? I got a bike.
What did you say? I'm like, oh my god.
Nothing. Good. This is great. This is exactly what I want.
Christmas cheer. It's all about gifted.
I'm gonna save this streaming service AI song thing for next week.
Okay.
Because we're running late, and I do want to announce to everybody, if you're watching now, stay tuned because we're going to play a new exit song. Instead of doing St. Ricketts tonight, our good friends, the Mack Brothers, came out with a brand new Christmas song called Faith in Vain. So we're going to play Christmas music, get it out of here. The Mack Brothers, Faith in Vain, coming up in about 5 minutes. I love those guys. Their dad posted, I'm like, might share it on the show. He's like, please do. The guys would love you for it. So Mack Brothers coming up 5 minutes. Their new Christmas song, Faith in Vain, is going to take us out tonight as we celebrate Christmas. Congratulations to Vanna White on celebrating 40 years on Wheel of Fortune. Holy crap. Pat Sajak gave her big congratulations and said somebody with a personality as big as her heart, or the beauty as big as her heart. And Vanna cried, and the letters behind her came out and said happy 40th anniversary. And apparently, Vanna and Pat apparently had some rough road in the past. So she was floored at how kind and sincere he was about 40 years. Can you believe it's 40 freaking years?
That's going to be us.
That is going to be us. God, we're old. I'm old. You're hanging tough. You're a baby and all this broke out. All right, let's do it real quick before we do the song. Streaming service Angami. This is pretty scary. Our friends from Sepsis shared this, and I'm a little concerned. The streaming service will be producing over 200,000 new songs using AI creations, even an AI human voice, and instruments. They will own it. They will sell it. It won't be real people, so there's nobody to pay, and it could very well crush the independent music scene. Your thoughts? Terrifying? He said, our good friend from Sepsis said, I warned everybody this was coming. Now it's here. Thoughts?
How is that popular? I don't understand. Like, how can you not want to just hear real voices?
Right. A lot of people are like, there's no way. But you know what? For the quick buck, if they get something that sounds halfway catchy, people are going to get into it, stream it on TikTok and all that other shit. Next thing you know, this is going to be a big deal. I think it's absolutely disgusting. I think it's the dumbest, craziest, most...
You know what I'm getting for Christmas?
Tell me.
A couple of wood instruments and percussion instruments is what I'm going to do. They have real music.
I like it.
AI crap.
I know, right? Like, AI is like... It's like the shit in movies. Like, they're CGIing Harrison Ford.
I don't like EDM, but, you gotta have some soul behind it. You gotta have...
Right, give me right.
Playing it.
We are singing. Like, I'm not intrigued by this.
Into the Terrifier and the synth and how it, like, brought nostalgia from the 80s movies and just all those feelings of, like, you're watching, like, good 80s horror movie. Just the synth and that feeling. But you can't duplicate that. Get out of here.
You can't. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. And like I said, for the bands out there, and like, again, now, like tonight, David Howard Thornton gives us props. Dave Aragon, you get these great stars to come on and give us props for our work. But like Dave said, like, your show gives them a voice, a personality. People get to learn. So stick here. Watch us on Tuesday nights. Learn these independent bands and learn these up-and-coming artists. And let's keep real-life people making money producing music, because I sure as I don't want no robots singing to me. Absolutely not. Whew. No. We are at the 10 o'clock hour. Before we leave, I'm going to stick up a little banner that I got here. Nice and neat. Jewel and myself would like to wish everybody out there a very Merry Christmas. Very Merry Christmas from the Yo Show. We hope you and yours have a terrific holiday season and enjoy. Be safe out there. Get together with family and friends and loved ones. Let's make this a terrific holiday. Tons of football this weekend, too. So,
yes.
If Grandpa's stories start boring the shit out of you, no need to worry. Just flip on some football. Merry Christmas from Jeff and Jewel here at the Yo Show. We will see you right after the holidays on the 27th when we welcome the absolutely sexy, stunning Miss Linda Steele. This fitness expert's going to give you a couple pointers what to do with all the holiday pounds and to eat all that food. Ladies and gentlemen, Linda Steele on our program on the 27th. Let's get this picture out of the way. Real quick, hit up who's coming on the program. Again, December 27th, next Tuesday, Linda Steele, fitness expert. January 3rd, the band Victoria Fire will be with us. January 10th, singer Andy Ross. January 17th, singer Drew Smith. Getting some dudes in here for the ladies. January 24th, Jewel Tady's birthday, to be announced, as you know. No guests yet, but it's always a great surprise. January 31st, actress, model, and Jeff's love of his life, Fallon Vendetta, will be on the program. I absolutely love her. February 7th, singer Dane Lewis will be on the program. This is all the great new acts from Core. So thank you to Core for Dane Lewis, Andy Ross, and Drew Smith. So Core getting together with us. We're going to start bringing in some other great talent. And then in the middle of that, we're going to have Fallon Vendetta, because I just love her. That is it for tonight. As I said, we're going to take you out tonight on something a little bit different. It is a brand new song by our good friends, the Mac Brothers. It is their new Christmas tune called Faith in Vain. I'm going to load it up here real quick. Get it here, share it. And then I will go here, make it larger. And then I'll come back here. And you'll still see me and Jill's face. But again, from us here at the Yo Show, have yourself a very Merry Christmas. A massive thank you to David Howard Thornton for being an absolutely terrific guest tonight. He was amazing. Look forward to Terrifier 3 coming next year, folks. You heard it here first on the Yo Show. The Terrifier 3 is happening. Don't forget to check out the brand new film, The Mean One, in theaters now. Terrifier and Terrifier 2 on all your great streaming devices. IMDb, search David Howard Thornton for a collection of all his work. Jewel Tatey, a very Merry Christmas to you and your family. I know we'll be in touch beforehand, but formally on the program, I want to wish you a very happy holiday, and I'll see you next Tuesday.
Oh, Merry Christmas, Jeff. I'll see you Friday, buddy.
That's right.
On.
Oh, I forgot to advertise it, but I'll advertise it right now, real quick. Our good friend, George Powell, formerly of the band Poeta, is picking up his drumming career again, I should say. So this Friday night at Murphy's Beef and Ale, one of our favorite places, he's having an emo night where he'll be DJing, playing some of the great music of the 90s, some great classic throwback songs that all you 90s kids remember. He does a great job with it, and then he is moving to Nashville to pursue his drumming career. Best wishes, George Powell. Try to get out there Friday night. Me and Jewel will. I'll share on my page. Kind of remind people to come check him out at Murphy's. Murphy's is a great place, a lot of fun. And George is a great dude, so we look forward to seeing him. Jewel, we hope to see you on Friday. And for everybody else in the world, a great evening. We're going to take you out with the Mac Brothers' new tune, Faith in Vain. Have a great night.
Have a great night. Merry Christmas.
Merry
Go
Christmas.
Birds.
Go Birds. Kick Dallas ass. Volumes up and go.
Santa came today. Forgot my gifts on the sleigh. The milk and cookies went untouched. I guess chocolate chips don't mean much. I guess he was in a rush. And all those years ago, since I've been on my own, oh Santa, where'd you go? Don't let my faith be in vain. Don't let my faith be in vain. No, no. Don't let my faith be in vain. Don't let my faith be in vain. I send my list months in advance.
I mean, it was October 11th, but who's keeping count?
Last few you missed, I gave you a pass.
I wasn't perfect, but I think I did a little better